Well, the only reason, well, we don't have to engage them. Maybe we could just track them a little bit, you know. But all I'm saying is, like, I just need to go back by the city, and since I'm there anyway, I'm assuming at the halfway point between the barn and the tower, so might as well check out the barn and try and cover ground. And I think
We only looked at the barn from a distance from the outside, then we just decided we're gonna follow the tracks leading away without even looking.
so yeah,
I say we go back and further investigate the barn.
All right, let's do that. We already know where the tower is, so we can come back anytime.
Well,
And if we come back and the door's off its hinges, then we know that we missed whoever came back.
well, before you make your way back to the barn,
wait, we go to the city though. I gotta get booze.
Oh, you're stopping by the city?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got to get
I gotta
booze.
get some booze.
Yeah.
Alright. Stopping by the unicorn?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
take a barrel this time and just have it on my back.
The smiling unicorn is our
Tavern of choice.
tavern of choice. We're eventually going to create a partnership with this guy.
Well, I think we should turn our guild hall into like the local drinking area of the black vultures. That way we can kind of have like beer there all the time.
But nostalgia, man.
I'm going to permanently rent out that back room, and anytime we need torturing done, we're going to come to the smiling unicorn.
Oh, we can't afford that.
That's why I said we're going to create a partnership.
Anyway, the four of you make your way in, and as you walk up, you do note that all of the windows are still broken as they were yesterday, but you're fairly certain one of the guys lying in the window is the exact same guy who was there yesterday, in the exact same position. But regardless.
Wow, he's committed.
Can I nudge his head with my crossbow just to make sure he's not dead?
You give him a little nudge, and he just kind of snorts before sort of rolling over and resuming his snoring.
Alright, I'm content.
Alright.
You make your way in, and the barkeep looks up at you, cleaning another glass. Can I help you?
Yep, I'll take a barrel of booze.
What kind?
Doesn't matter. Cheapest you got.
Alright. So he puts down his cup and walks off to a room off to the side and comes back with a barrel of something and sets it on the counter. 5 copper.
Okay. Also, I'll fill up his flask with something else just to, fill up the flask with something a little nicer, like maybe some whiskey or something.
Ain't got no whiskey.
What do you got?
I'll pay you out if you decide you're gonna get that black sludge again.
Well, let me think about it. What do we got?
Fat kid's right. That's about all I got right now.
All right, fill her up with the black sludge. I need to torture somebody later.
Right. He bends down below the counter. You hear the hissing noise again, and he returns the flask to you.
Much appreciated.
Does anyone else get this stinking suspicion that there's just like this snake that's being, I don't know, poison milked, for this black sludge?
There is some very ominous steam coming out from the flask, even as it's sealed.
Glug.
So wait, how does copper work? Because I have 5 silver pieces and 53 gold.
Its denomination's a 10. 10
okay.
Coppers is 1 silver, 10 silvers is 1 gold, 10 gold is 1 platinum.
Okay, I'll go with
You leave the coppers. He picks it up, sort of rattles it around, closes his fist around it, rattles it around next to his ear and says, "Alright? Anything else?"
Have you heard anything about Lord Rook lately?
Rook?
Yeah.
Don't keep up to date on current events.
What kind of tavern owner are you?
He just kind of looks up at you, points to the very large axe hanging above his head. That kind.
How much for the axe? I like that thing.
That was my nana's.
Oh, that's a nice story. How much for it?
That's a nice story.
Before the bartender has a chance to answer, I'll tell him, I'll take a shot of that while you're at it. Shot of the black while you're at it.
Oh, that's easy. You sure, little man?
I'll take it.
Alright. He gets he gets an actual spoon and pours a little of the liquid and hands it to you. That should hold you.
We have to do a constitution check.
Sadly, he does, yes. This is gonna end horribly, I swear.
Yes, -1 Constitution.
13, okay. That's pretty good.
Well, Vladius, you do start to understand why he gave you so little. You take not the mere second that the liquid touches your lips, the world starts spinning, and you're fairly certain that now you're on the ceiling. It takes you a few minutes, but you regain your bearings, and eventually, after requesting Talos pull you back to your feet, as I doubt you possess the dexterity to do so, or muscle to stand on your own. You hear the barkeep. Anything else?
No,
Hear
we're
what
good.
happened in the casino?
What'd you do?
We acquired it.
Clean house.
Better hope that doesn't cost me any business.
Well, speaking of business, the Black Vultures will be moving in pretty soon, and if you don't mind keeping a little connected into little underworld news, we might be able to send a couple of silvers your way. Maybe create a little partnership.
No, I don't know you. Got no reason to work with you. Last time you were here, you smashed a bar stool on a man.
We paid for it.
Better than most, I suppose. Don't think about it.
Alright.
Anyway, could you see what all that screaming outside's about?
Sure.
And sure enough, there is a very loud group of people screaming outside.
What are they
Okay.
screaming at?
Well, you run out there and in the middle of the street, you see hanging from the front of a building is you're fairly certain it used to be a body. Used to be a human body at any rate.
Used to
All of
be.
it's-
What is it now?
Well, it appears to be the remains of a human torso, with several wooden and metal implements shoved where its limbs used to be. Its face and torso are very heavily mutilated, with a picture of a bird with a crude facsimile of a bird carved into the chest.
Cut it down.
Like, you said it was hanging, like, is it like hanging by a rope, or are you saying like it's hanging off the walls, like it climbed the wall?
No, it's like it's been nailed to the wall. Like a very large metal spike has been driven through the torso through the body into the wall behind it.
Okay.
Pull the stake out and get the body down.
Oh, the city watch is already on that. They found a ladder.
Is the bird-shaped thing carved into it? Is that a vulture by any chance?
It's too crude to tell. All you can tell is it's the outline of a bird with its wings spread.
Yeah, I was a little worried if it was a vulture.
Look at Talos and say, I can't tell if this is a warning or if we've got our work cut out for us.
I'm gonna say both.
But the city watch eventually manages to pry the spike out of the body, and it falls to the ground. On closer inspection, you realize it's old Schmuck.
Well, looks like our bait got us something.
And you also realize that as you look at his face, not only has the skin been mutilated, but his eyes appear to have been taken out and replaced with stones.
What kind of stones?
Just stones from a river.
Okay.
And his mouth has been shoved full of something. There appears to be a wadded up parchment in it.
I grab the parchment. Now, the stones, are they actually from a river? And would that maybe, make us think that the base of operations of this person might be close to a river?
These are just small, smooth stones.
Okay. All right.
Can't really tell where they've come from, as they are now covered in blood.
Okay.
But you said you take the paper. You said you're looking at the paper.
Yes.
All right. Well, you take out the crumpled paper and flatten it out, and sure enough, there is a message scrawled in something. It's not dark enough to be ink, but it's not light enough to be blood. It's almost a brownish color. And again, it's merely the words, "I know."
Mm-hmm.
God, can this city be any more vague? I mean, I swear to God. One solid clue. That's all I want. One solid clue.
Oh, it's fun. I feel like a detective.
Boy,
I like it.
I feel bad for the guy. We probably should have just killed him when we had the chance.
Thank you.
It would have been. We would have been more merciful than that.
That's the job of bait. Or it's the fate of bait. Both. It's
All
a
right, so
job
from
and
now
fate
on,
of bait.
The evil guy is the one here who is one of the only people here who feels any kind of it's like, well, not sympathy, but he's not the one here who's like, nah, it's what he deserves.
It's not what
It's
he
what I
deserves.
wanted.
It's his role. He fulfilled his role very well.
Okay.
I'm just pissed that someone else got my kill.
We should probably talk to the Duke, by the way, and the city guard, because we should let them know what we found in the tower.
Actually, since the city guard's there, we should ask them if anyone saw anything. Because, I mean, I imagine to nail this guy to a wall, there has to have been some kind of witness.
And how did we not notice this walking into the smiling unicorn? Like,
It had to have
happened-
happened in, the last, 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
To be fair, we don't know how long it took for Kyras to get loaded and for me to end up on the ground.
We also don't know how far away. How far away is this from the bar?
It's a few yards. It's just right across the street, but it's a fairly wide street.
Okay.
You're effectively close to the district square.
Oh, before we go, I want to run in and grab
Hold on. I still want to
Oh.
talk to the guards.
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
He can run inside while you talk to the guards.
All right.
Yeah.
I know he just
Yeah.
wants to go get his barrel.
I want to get my barrel and I want to get a drink at the from the bar so I don't deplete my barrel.
You have the flask.
Well, I know, but I don't want to deplete either of them. I want to drink a little bit from the bar so that way those things are good to go for long haul.
Whatever. Well, you do that. Talos, you walk up to one of the guards. Guard looks at you. It's like, you see it? Did you see this when you came in?
No, sir. We've been in the bar, allowing our what is he again? The Order of the Flagon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, our patron of the flagon, a chance to wet his mouth.
To do his nightly duties.
Yeah. We've only been here probably 10, 15 minutes.
Well, it's about as well. It's longer than I've been here. Longer than we've been here. We just came running because we heard the screaming and found this thing. It's nailed to a wall.
Same for us. We heard the screaming from outside the bar. Have you asked around for if there are any witnesses to what happened?
Not yet. We were too concerned with getting the body down. But
All right.
Maybe
Well,
stand up.
we'll help you conduct a quick investigation. Because I'm assuming there's a crowd around, right?
oh yeah, there's a good few people.
All right, let's do a quick investigation. Everyone kind of split up and start gathering information from the civilians. See if you can get any kind of if anyone was a witness to what happened.
All right. Well, they'll go ahead and give me a diplomacy checks. Except Kyras, because I imagine he's not in much of a position to do that.
Yeah. While we're doing this, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
All right, you do that.
My -2 charisma.
Okay, so Talos, you basically you basically can't get anyone to stop screaming long enough to talk to you.
Yeah.
Variel gets further along in that one of the people he talks to states that they didn't see anything, but they were inside. Funnily enough, in the building that the person was nailed, that Shuck's corpse was nailed to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anything. I was just sitting inside, about to open up shop, and I go to the door, and all of a sudden everything just reeks. It smells like a graveyard.
Mm.
And Vladius, in his questioning, gets much the same response. Although the people he questions state person he's talking to. I was down, just that building over there points to a building not too far from the bar, and so I came out when I heard the screaming. I just swore I saw a guy draped in black, kind of duck into an alley.
Which alley?
Over there. He points to an alley off to the side of the building that that Shuck was nailed to.
All right. Let's get back with the guards and see what they gathered.
You touch base with the guards, and the guards basically got what you did. All the people were able to notice it. Anyone who was nearby before they noticed the corpse was 1 minute there was a body, next day everything just started smelling foul, and then there was nothing. Or then the body was there.
Okay. All right.
Let's pursue down.
I'm
the
gonna look
alley.
at the guards and I say, all right, look, we're gonna pursue this guy down this alleyway, see if we can find anything. You might want to increase guard patrols in this general area, and if you find anything, just leave word to our associate Steve at the old gambling hall.
All right, I'll do that.
All right.
Be careful.
Thank
If
you.
you get killed, just make sure you don't do it in the city. Otherwise, it's our problem.
All right. Feeling the love.
Well, you're foreign mercenaries in peacetime. You're expecting a warm reception?
No, that was a very sarcastic feeling the love, but let's go.
Okay, so I walk out of the bar and ask, what's going on?
We're going down an alley. Hurry up.
Yeah. Okay, I run down the alley.
Short and sweet.
Well, run probably isn't the correct word given your current lack of sobriety and the fact that you have a keg slung over your shoulder.
Oh yeah. What should we go ahead and establish how much this weighs?
No.
It's about the size of his. It's not a very big barrel. It's a.
All right, so
about the size of his torso.
he shouldn't have to worry about being medium load or anything like that.
Let me. Kyras, what's your load at right now?
Let me see. That'll
Can't
be
believe
under.
I'm actually having to take this into account.
Equipment or equip,
Oh, okay.
and then your carried weight total. It's right under currency.
1.24.
And how much is your medium load?
No. 1.24 is your currency. You go to the right. It says total.
It says 1.24 for my total.
I'm looking. Yes, he is carrying. Oh no, he is carrying 1.24 pounds of currency.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He needs to go to the right.
Oh,
There's
I'm under
currency,
light, yeah.
currency, equip, miscellaneous, total.
So it says I have light. I guess it says light is 100, medium is 200.
That's weird. It doesn't count him as having anything equipped, at least not in weight.
Maybe he didn't put the weights in for his things, or he didn't set the quantity to 1 or something.
Whatever. It's heavy, but it's not heavy enough to encumber him too much.
All right.
All right.
He's basically got something about the size of a gallon jug.
All right, and we need to come back later and fix that on his sheet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll take care of that. Anyway, we'll take care of that later. Anyway, you duck down the alley, and it's a winding path, but going for the most part just fine until you hit a fork in the path.
All
Split
right.
up.
Does either way lead back to the gambling hall?
You're not quite familiar enough with the city yet. Give me a perception check, I guess.
Well,
Best I can think of for the situation.
when you're tracking, isn't it a survival?
Probably more wilderness tracking, but
Okay, so perception.
yeah, probably for the best here.
Alright.
Very all-purpose skill perception. Alright.
Here's-
Well, just expecting it. It's like Spiral's gonna try and botch all of his perception checks so he can find more dust bunnies. Anyway, so Vladius, you get to the fork in the road, and you notice off to the right that the right path. You do see the outlines of the gambling hall, but strangely enough, you also notice that it looks like someone's come down this path recently.
Come from it or gone down it?
Gone down it, as far as you can gather by the sort of rut in the dirt.
We don't see any other tracks. Just that
You
one.
You don't see anything going down the other way, at least not that you can pick out.
Alright, I guess our best bet is to follow that.
Sounds good.
Make your way out, and as you near your, I suppose, your hall, you can't really call it a gambling hall anymore.
Let's
You hear
just call it the branch.
You near the branch, and as you get close, you hear a muffled but now very familiar noise of a scream.
Oh no, poor Steve.
Let's run in and save Steve.
We gotta run in and save Steve.
You'll bolt toward the door, bust through, and sure enough, you find Steve backed up against the far wall near the stairs, with an odd figure menacing him.
Back away from our compatriot.
I rush forward to try and grab the figure.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna put this down here. Right. This is Steve.
Okay.
We'll say this is the stranger, and y'all know who you are. Y'all are by the door. Y'all are over here.
Okay.
But in response to your yell, the figure just kind of stops. It's human enough in shape, and not particularly noteworthy in its build, but its clothing is black. It's got a standard black tunic and trousers on, but its head is completely covered by a cowl. When it turns to face you, it's got a porcelain white mask.
Can I do a quick perception check and see if there's anything else in the room?
Sure. Perception, aka the one thing you don't suck at.
Actually, I get more bonuses for things like swim and climb. My perception is actually pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I was about to say, just because you're not bad at it doesn't mean you're good at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as you can tell, there's nothing really out of the ordinary, although the smell is back.
Alright.
But the figure turns around, sort of deciding to leave Steve alone, though giving him a good smack upside the head as he turns around.
Hey, that is my job to smack people. I draw my weapons. It's on now.
No one beats Steve up but us.
That is my job. If anyone is gonna smack anyone around here, it's me.
That's what gets you. Not the fact that this is he's apparently mauled someone and nailed them to a building. Not he might be connected to the guy you're after. No, the fact that he smacked Steve.
Hey man,
That's our job.
that is my job. Nobody
You beat on
else's.
Steve.
Alright. We put down your shapes again. Talos.
Oh, and I wanted to say this next time, because last time you kind of put Vitalis at like the front of the group. We're always gonna burst in with like me and Variel at the front, and Kyras and Vladius at the back.
Okay.
I'm not squishy.
You're not
Variel.
squishy, but you're kind of our glass cannon. Is basically what it is.
Oh, I got 18. It takes 18 to hit him.
Yeah, it says the guy who wound up at 2 health last fight.
From an untrained thug, too. Alright.
I'm just saying.
That's it.
So-
I rush out in front of these two.
Well,
Battle
given how your
plan.
perception rolls tend to go, or your initiative rolls tend to go, but the figure, he turns around, he just kind of lets out a grunt and draws a scimitar.
Ooh. Exotic.
Why can I never roll good on initiatives?
Okay.
Good modifier for it.
I do have a modifier. This time.
Okay.
Wait, I don't have a
is.
modifier. Why is it not doing my modifier?
Do you have a dex bonus?
Yeah, I have a dex bonus of 3.
Huh.
I rolled a 7, so it should be 10. Is everyone else getting their pluses?
I don't know.
Variel's getting
Well, Vladius doesn't. Vladius
look
doesn't
at
get
your
it.
initiative. Does it say the ability is to dex?
Yeah.
And does it say you have a number in the total then?
Yeah. Alright, here, I'm switching it around again. Let's see what happens. Now I'm getting my plus 3. After that update, we must have to go through and like, go through all the down bars or something.
No, you're going to want to do it for Vladius, too, because
Yeah, I'm doing
you
it right
didn't
now.
count him either.
Alright, there we go. There's our
Okay.
rolls.
Turn order. Kyras, Talos, figure, Vladius. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Variel goes first, then Kyras, Talos, figure, and Vladius.
Alright.
What?
Variel, what you got?
I
It is
suppose
worth
I
noting
can't.
that none of you can clear this room.
Yeah, we can only get to like right here.
Not even that, you're all kitted out and full in your armor, so 20 feet is your best.
Yeah, it is. Each square is 5 foot, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was confused. I was
Yeah.
thinking back to the original campaign. Anyway.
Let me. I don't think I've picked up anything of value, so I don't really have anything to chuck at him. No, or whatever. I'll just run. I'll run it. I'll get as close as I can.
Alright.
Oh, actually, I'll go hold it as close as I can, and then I'll put the tower thing as like to make a solid barrier.
Alright. Alright. Head up and you brace yourself behind your shield.
Huh?
Kyras.
I move as close as I can, and I draw my bastard sword.
Alright. Sword drawn. Talos.
I'm gonna run. Let's see here. I can get right here, right?
Yeah.
And still do an action?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna get it over there and chunk my spear at him.
Alright, give me a roll.
You don't hit Steve.
First Steve. Watch you
Steve
get a
has
critical failure.
assumed his position on the floor, curled up.
Poor Steve. He's just having a bad year.
The events of the past 48 hours have indeed done enough to constitute and to just ruin his entire year, yes.
We'll make it up to him.
A lot of it Kyras' fault. I'd
Doesn't
just like
the
to
poor
point
guy
out.
also have wife and kids?
No, that was the guy we bisected.
Oh, right.
Oh wait, no. That was the third guy. We let him go away. Let him run.
Tim might have had a wife and kids. Didn't get
We don't know about it, so we don't have to feel guilty about it.
All right, I'm assuming I missed.
Yeah. Yeah, the spear embeds itself in the wall next to him. Steve lets out a terrified shriek.
Damn it.
Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think he's just fluent in shriek.
If we ever need to talk to Banshees, we'll bring him with us.
The figure just kind of slowly shambles up to Talos, apparently deciding that Talos is the threat.
I'm going to make him regret that one.
Oh, he's offended you, has he?
He has.
Makes a swing with his scimitar. A very clumsy, slow swing, but swing nonetheless.